Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first TOMOCHAIN AMA. My name is Vuong, the CEO of TOMOCHAIN, and I will be the host for this session today. So today we're going to answer questions from community members, and sitting next to me as two co-members of TOMOCHAIN team, Nguyen and Nguyen. Nguyen is lead engineer, blockchain engineer of TOMOCHAIN, and Nguyen is a marketing director. You introduce yourself to the community?
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Nguyen, and I'm the blockchain lead engineer at TOMOCHAIN. So basically, I'm in charge of the core platform development. Very nice to see you guys today.
Hi guys, Bui, Director of Marketing at TOMOCHAIN. I'm in charge of marketing strategy and marketing activity at TOMOCHAIN. I'm very pleased to be with you here today.
Okay, so before coming into the question, so I will explain a little bit. So this will be like informal conversation. We will discuss about TOMOCHAIN and answer questions from community members. We have like 20 to 25 questions before me here. And after answering all these questions, we will open up to the community, right, and receive more questions. Okay, let's go. Let's go in. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm really excited.
With us, with the first question about the exchange, the question is, TOMOCHAIN need more volume in the exchange. Are you aiming to get listed on Binance, OKX, Huobi, or similar big exchanges? The answer is yes. The people from Huobi already come to our office. And next week in Ho Chi Minh City, we also have event. Mr. Long Vuong will join. We have event organized by OKX, and we are planning to be listed on one of these big exchange very soon after public testnet.
Okay. I think that's okay. I think I will be reading the question, so you can just focus on answering the question.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the next question will be for Tu, right? So the next question is, what is the Tomo team plan to foster developer adoption of Tomo? And the second question is, add tools on Ethereum network such as Shuffle, Infura, Web3ZS, Etherscan plan for Tomo.
Yeah. So it's a development question. So the answer is like we are trying to right now currently we're trying to be the Ethereum fully compatible. So the whole development tool provided by the Ethereum itself and by the community will be 100% compatible with the thing we are developing here in TOMOCHAIN. Like developer very easy to switch between Ethereum and TOMOCHAIN with the whole developer tool. So the plan is that, and we try to be very easy with the Ethereum platform.
Okay, so that's the answer. All the tools should be readily available for TOMOCHAIN very soon.
And I think I'd like to add one more point is that regarding to the block explorer, right now you guys see we have the Etherscan for Ethereum, but in internal team we have TOMOScan, and we will also public the TOMOScan. So it is something very similar with Etherscan, but focusing for block explorer for TOMOCHAIN.
Yeah. So like I said before, if you have more questions and if you want more detailed answer, you can ask after we answering all the sent in question. Right? So I think I'm going to answer the next two questions. The first one is, from all the past conference and meeting, which projects are Tomo targeting to match in terms of market high and technical progress. All right, so I think we don't particularly target any project, right? In terms of technical development, I think we kind of a similar state with some projects like POA, right, and GoChain. And I think we behind project like OneChain a little bit because they already launched the mainnet.
Yes.
But I think it's still very in early stage for every project, right? I think one of the goals for TomoChain is getting into top 100 in CoinMarketCap by the end of the year. That's still a goal we try to focus on. Okay, so the next question is about TomoChain only have 99 master nodes. This could be not as decentralized as Ether, right? And not decentralized enough to prevent censorship from government and financial institutions, right? So I'm going to answer this question as well. So I'm dropping a new also because we have the discussion because between the research team and technical team, and one of the decisions, right? The reason is coming from both decentralization consideration, and also scalability consideration, right? So in terms of decentralization, 150 is better, right, than 99. But I think the more important consideration is the scalability, because we want to increase the number of master nodes to better suit with the sharding solution later, right? So we're going to talk a little bit about sharding later on.
Yeah.
Right. And okay, the aspect of censorship, I think, of course, one of the early reason for Bitcoin to exist is to be very censorship resistant, right? That is, no government or no entity can be powerful enough to shut down the network, right? I think that's applied in a certain degree to TomoChain as well. We fairly robust and censorship resistant. But at the same time, I think not all people, user want censorship resistant, right? So if we want to build a platform that is used by billions of people, maybe we have to compromise. We have to make the compromise in terms of censorship resistance in favor of scalability and performance.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question will be for Nguyen, right? So there was some news, right, in Vietnam about kind of like crypto ban, right? How do you think about what's going to happen with the crypto markets in Vietnam, right? Is this good or bad for retail investor? And how does it affect Tomo plan in Vietnam?
Yes. If you guys read the news in Vietnam about some scam in crypto in Vietnam, that made the government concerned, and they have some ban if a financial institution do something related to cryptocurrency, so they ban. But also this year, 2018, in Vietnam have a lot of events about blockchain. At least two that big event have a big government official, key official maker, key lawmaker join the blockchain event, and they say that they're preparing to issue the regulation for crypto at the end of this year. And for for example, Deputy Prime Minister is quite positive about blockchain research. Uh, that's uh, that's good news for us, and we hope that within this year, the Vietnam's government will issue regulation for cryptocurrency in Vietnam. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to add that even though the Vietnam market is big for us because our engineering team is staying in Hanoi, Vietnam right now, but we still very global project. We addressing the needs of people worldwide, right? And a blockchain platform is worldwide, it's global in its nature, right? So the next question would be on token valuation, right? Does the Tomo team have any internal target for token valuation for Q4 2019? And what price points do you think the team would unload their vested token, right? So I'm going to answer the first part. We don't actually have any internal target for token price. What we are using to measure our progress is more relative ranking between other projects, like how can we compare with other projects at the same state of development, right? So like I said before, we are still having a goal of entering top 100 coin market cap this year. So let's see how it's going to turn out. And what do you think? Like the internal price for token by the end of the year? Do you have any prediction?
I don't really know. Yeah, but I mean, the higher is better.
When? What do you think?
Yes, I'm very positive about Tomochain project. As you guys know, I'm new in the marketing team as marketing director, and we will have a several strategy to shape up our marketing activities, and I hope that it will make Tomochain's price go up.
Overall, I think I hope, right, the price will follow the project technical and product development, right, and also partnership development and marketing development. If the project is expanding and we become more well-known, we make good product, then I hope the price will go up and reflect that development. The next question will be for Tu, right? How is Tomo positioned to compete against OneChain, right? So OneChain is another Ethereum fork that provides cross-chain interoperability and is geared toward digitalizing financial assets.
So, so to be really honest, that is the first time I'm here about the OneChain. So you know that currently now they're on the market. There are a bunch of public blockchain with their own target, and some of them are Ethereum fork. And to be sure that Tomochain right now is still to Ethereum fork, but we have the refactor. I mean, we have the we are doing the code refactor to be really independent with Ethereum. So actually, I think every public blockchain has their own market and have their own target, and we don't try to compete on them. So we try to do our best. So like you said, OneChain, they provide cross-chain interoperability. We also have. And about the digitalizing financial asset, we also have. So we try to do our best, and we try to focus on our target and market.
I think one of the main use case for blockchain is to make token, asset backed token on blockchain, right? So that's applying for almost all blockchain, not just OneChain.
Yeah,
right? You can definitely do that on Tomochain as well. The next question would be about partnership, right? So does Tomo have target of number of DF by the end of the year, right? And does Tomo team have a target number of partnership before the mainnet launch? And what percentage are you targeting for new DF, and what percentage is ported over DF from Ethereum network, right? So I think so far we have some good partnership and DF working with Tomochain, such as Tifu, right? Cambria, Midas, Oka Alliance. They are really good projects, and I think they have a lot of potential. We don't actually have a number of partnership or DF now, because I think one of the reasons is that if the DF is not successful, they are just like Ulyss smart contract on blockchain, right? So what we really want is successful DF, right? I think that's the main that should be the main goal, not just the pure quantity of DF. So I think one of the goals we're going to set out for this year and probably next year is to have at least one really successful application on top of Tomochain, right? What does this mean by successful? I think it should reach like 1 billion users, for example, right? I think Tomochain will be able to support that kind of number of users, right? That's how, that's why we build Tomochain as a kind of like efficient and scalable blockchain infrastructure. Then we will have successful DF that can do like 1 billion users. That is actually reaching the mainstream public, mainstream user, not just like for people trading token, but actually use the token in a meaningful way. So yeah, that's the answer. We don't actually target a specific number of DF or partnership, but we want really good DF, really good and successful DF and partnership.
Yeah. And I think I want to add one more point. So you mentioned that we targeting to one DF with the successful DF with 1 million users. So I think in the plan right now we are targeting to the POSV consensus, and also we're targeting to starting. We will improve the speed of the blockchain very much. And technically, I think we can do that, and the app with high load can run on Tomochain by end of this year.
It's really good to hear, because as you know, that Ethereum is doing only 15 transactions per second right now. Of course, Ethereum team is also approaching scalability very seriously. But I think Tomochain can approach scalability in a different way and maybe make it faster. And then so we will looking for a good DF, right, to run on Tomochain. Okay, so the next question will be for Tu, right? The questioner want to know that the Tomochain design is final, right? Do we have any other major change in the near future?
Yes. So I claim that right now the POSV is the final design for each year, and the people who raised the question, you're correct that early this year we targeting to POA, but we think that in order to be reaching the scalability feature faster, so we I think is in April we shift to POSV design, and we now targeting to in order to complete the implementation for POSV. And I have to say that we trying to roll out the mainnet in the Q4 of this year. Also about the sharding, right now we are in the discussion with sharding. We have the general idea, but we are not really clear, to be honest, right now for how to implement it. So for each year, the sharding will be we will also roll out the technical white paper for the sharding. And the roadmap on the website you're seeing is the final roadmap, and we do our best to reach the target.
Okay, the next question is still for Tu, right? So, what are the biggest workload right now and towards the end of the year? And do you think we have enough people to follow,
yes,
complete the roadmap?
Yes, we have the talent team here. So right now, I think the most workload for now is we're trying to reach the alpha release by middle of August, so middle of the year, this month. And also not only the TomoChain, because we will also release the TomoScan and TomoMaster, so we have 3 products. I will talk about it later. TomoScan you already know. TomoMaster is kind of the on-chain government DAF.
Yeah.
The more difficult for the tech team right now, I think, is the implementation plan for sharding, not for POSV, because the POSV with the alpha release this month, so we kind of confident with the design, the implementation. So that's not a big trouble. I think we can reach the roadmap.
So I think you heard too, right? So we have like 3 products coming out this month, right? TomoChain 10S, but also TomoMaster and TomoScan. So I already saw the test, right?
Yeah.
The demo, and I hope you going to love it in the future. I think the next question will be from Nguyen, right? This question is about Tech in Asia partnership and also touching a little bit about Japan. Okay, I'm going to read the question. Tech in Asia partnership was a good move from marketing standpoint. It brought over Willie Wee, the CEO of Tech in Asia, as an advisor. How will the Tech in Asia partnership help marketing of TomoChain? And what is the marketing strategy of TomoChain team going forward?
Yes, partnership with Tech in Asia is a big point in marketing, and we will have a strategy for launching the PR campaign, and Tech in Asia will be one of the main point that we focus on. So in this August, you know that we will publish a testnet, and we will have new website. So in the new website, I think you guys will be happy with that. Just wait for it a little bit. And with the new website, we will launch the PR campaign on Tech in Asia with several articles or interview. And we also contact with other news, blockchain news, and general news in Asia and in the world to cover the development of TomoChain. For marketing strategy, right?
Yeah, I think the questioner want to know like just a general idea of
General
the
marketing strategy. Yeah. We will have a strategy to educate the mass by explaining our consensus. What is a POSV? We have several. We're thinking about video tutorial to explain our project better, so people can easily understand what we are doing. Not just do not need to read the white paper. So we encourage people to read the white paper. Also, we will have a community engagement in Southeast Asia, in Japan, in Korea, and in Europe. Also, we will target to the US market. So we will speed up the community engagement after publishing the testnet. For in terms of the partnership, we will do some joint marketing effort with the partners to co-branding for co-branding. So it's important that we increase the number of partnership and we co-branding with them. So just will make people really understand how Tomochain support and which industry Tomochain support and which industry company want to use Tomochain to run their ERPs.
So I think we will have many marketing activity towards the end of the year. I think the general idea is the general strategy is we to wait until the public testnet. Because we don't want to push a lot of marketing before we have something to show, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing on the chat box here one question from Vuong. So I will read the question. Will you publish testnet and can programmer check it? The answer is yes. At the release this month, we will publish the testnet, and then programmer developer can check it and can really deploy the application on the testnet. So right now we're trying to publish everything, like even the source code or publicly available on GitHub.
I think I saw another question from Vuong, right?
So I will also try to answer the next question from her. So can you tell more about POSV? What it is? So POSV is the stand for proof of stake voting. So basically it's a proof of stake, but we inject a voting strategy into that. That's why we call POSV. So basically, you all already know that we have a certain number of master nodes registered to the system, and they will stake their Tomo coin in order to be a candidate and in order to be a master node. But so the number of coin they need to stake is 50K. So at that state, they will only be the candidate for the system, and they need more agreement or more support from the community by voting. That means that so they will try to rig the last number of the coin holder who will try to vote for him, for the candidate, and we sort out from top to bottom for the total coin deposit. Including the deposit from the masternode candidate and also the deposit from coin holder, the vote. And we shot it, and from top to bottom we take out the. So I think you already announced the new number.
Yeah.
Masternode. So
we're going to have 150.
150
masternode. So the next question is. With decentralized application being one of the key features that drive user on blockchain protocol, are there any DApps and partnership in the pipeline that have yet to be announced? Right. So we announced like 10 DApp and partnerships so far. Right. I think so. 5 DApp and 5 partnerships. We actually have about 10 more in the pipeline. So the way partnership and the way partnership work is it takes like from 1 to 3 months to complete a partnership or to have a good DApp to build on top of Tomochain. So we are now something when we reach a final state, right, with a DApp and a partnership. We have several one in the pipeline right now, and when it is concluded, we're going to announce it. I think the next question is about scaling, right? So, okay, The questioner asks if Ethereum figure out that scaling issue, then project like Tomo will not be able to complete, right? To compete, right? So how would you respond to this?
So yes, so you might know that currently Ethereum run proof of work and is quite slow. And then they changing to POS with the new Casper design, and also they include sharding, their own sharding implementation. I have to say that every public blockchain has their own approach to mitigate the scalability issue. We are, and the same thing with Tomochain. We have very different approach compared to Ethereum because you know that scalability is be the layer 2, and it needs to be very well fit with the layer 1 blockchain. So Ethereum, the new Casper, I'm hearing that they're going to have thousands of masternode, not really masternode, but thousands of validator, and they will design their sharding to fit that number of validator. And we have even small number of validator. We call it masternode. We are in say that we have 150. So our scaling design need to be well fit with the number of masternode. So it really different, and we don't think that we try to compete them or something like that. So and one more point is that nowadays the blockchain is still an early age. So every blockchain on the market has to face with the scalability issue. I think we trying to risk by when we have the sharding included in the release in the Tomochain, we try to rig to 20 to 30,000 transactions per second.
Okay, so you heard too, right? So with sharding design, I think so we can aim for about 20K to 30K TPS in the future, right? Not right now. We don't want to overstate what we can do right now, but that's the aim, 20 to 30K in the future TPS. And I think to also say that like in software, the architecture design is very important, right?
Yeah.
Architecture design differentiate between different blockchain projects. And then so later on, when scaling issue is solved, then we have to talk about ecosystem and different DApp on top of it. So I think there are room for multiple public blockchain, right, in the future. The next question is also about partnership for Nguyen, right? So can you elaborate about how we approach the partnership? Are we targeting them from the beginning, or like they are coming to us from conference and meetup?
For partnership, we invite we're looking for the partnership who is going to build on our platform. It's a conditionalized application or the app, and yeah, some project we consult. We advise them when they want to build the app, and we advise them to build on our platform. And some partnership we approach during the conference. As Mr. Long announced, we will have a 10 more partnership to come. We from the marketing point at the event or conference, we will shape up our brand, so make our brand to that have a stronger presence during the big event and conference. That's why just means you will see from many touch points from online to offline during the event and conference. Brand of Tomochain chain will be stronger, and from that point we will try to have a good the partners during that we want to approach during the conference. For we also looking for like community partners if they could help us and we can help them with a strong presence in the community that we already have a good position.
Okay. So, I think this question would be for me. The question is, there is a widely held belief that most projects will not survive long term, right? That's probably true. So what lesson have you taken from your experience watching as a project in this space? I also saw some other questions about competing with Ethereum and Hashgraph over here. Okay, I think I was involved with cryptos in late 2013. Right? In my view, there are like two narrative to work building project on blockchain space. Right? The first narrative is earlier. That's from Bitcoin. Basically, that is building kind of like internet of money and programmable money. So the focus is building a very censorship resistant money, kind of like digital gold. No one can take from you. And it's very strong. It would be against the central bank money printing. And it can help people to save their asset and value in a way that no one can take from them. I think the first narrative is really focusing on money. I think the second narrative from 2015, 2016, and now is focusing on building blockchain platform, right? That allow for building application and protocol on top of the platform and allowing like new kind of the internet in which the end user can own their own data, their own digital asset. So it's a very different way to access the internet comparing to what we have right now with like Facebook, Google. I think Ethereum is like focusing on the term like Web3. That is the second narrative. So I think that there are two narratives as both valid, and probably there will be some project in each session to come out on top at some point, right? For the first narrative on the internet of money, we have Bitcoin. We also have some other kind of money focusing more on privacy, like Monero, like Zcash, right? For the second narrative, of course, we have Ethereum is leading right now, but we have some very strong projects coming out like EOS, yep. Cardano, and I think Tomochain, of course, if you follow Tomochain, you know that Tomochain want to build a blockchain platform, right? That can be used by mainstream user. So I think at the end of the day, right, the project come out on top being the best blockchain platform. We need to reach the mainstream user. Yep. We need to have hundreds of millions of users, even billions of users. And no blockchain platform can do that right now. No blockchain project can do like even 1/10 of that amount right now, even Ethereum. So I think it's a very early step for every project. If you have a good team, right, and you have a good idea, then you can win, right? Maybe in 5 or 10 years. So it's still early, very early. I think that's my answer, long answer to the question from my experience. I still believe in the future of the industry as a whole, right? Like I said, there are like two ways to do blockchain project. The first way is focusing on more on money, and the second is focusing on more on blockchain platform. Yep. And both can come out very successful over the long term. And I think the next question is also about exchange, right? There is a common chain of thought that success project cannot be successful if they are not listed on a big exchange, right? Such as Mainnet, right? What would you say in response to this? All right, so that's I can answer because I have some experience. Because in 2014, the biggest exchange is Mountain Goat, right? With when boss.
Yeah.
And the next biggest exchange is I think Poloniex, and if I remember, Cripsy was one of the biggest exchange before Bitfinex, right? Bitfinex came out like in 2015, and I think Bitfinex is the biggest one in 2017. Like at the mid of 2017, Bitfinex was the biggest exchange. And then at the end of 2017, Binance came out on top to be the biggest exchange. But now we are in 2018. There are more exchange coming out,
Yeah.
right? I think there are like at least 100 exchanges right now.
That's the big number.
We have very good partnership with Kyber.
Yeah.
Right? We hope Kyber can go up in the ranking and become a big exchange because they are decentralized exchange, and we actually support decentralized exchange over centralized exchange. But in the end of the day, right, my point is you have to take a long-term approach and to think it over the long term. Of course, I love to work with Binance. We actually have people approaching and working with Binance, with Bistrike, with Huobi, with OK. So we work with almost all big exchange at the moment. But if they ask us for like 3 million to list, we're not going to pay. We're not going to pay 2 million to list, right? Because it's changing so fast in the industry. It's better to focus on your own product, your own business development, and your own community. So I still maintain that we're going to list on at least one big exchange before the mainnet, and we're going to do that, right? So I think that's my question. I think if you love the project, right, it's fairly easy to buy Tomo at the moment. You can buy it on KuCoin, on Gate. I think there is no problem to buy Tomo. So we're going to follow our own plan in regarding to the exchange. Right? Okay, the next question is also on engineering. It's for two, right? Yeah. It is more on a general question. Can you bring us up to speed on Tomochain development at the moment?
Yeah, so as I said before that, so right now the development progress, we are on the final step to release the alpha version of Tomochain, POSV. And it's expected to be the middle of this month. So it's quite rushed right now. We do testing every day. So yes, stay tuned a little bit for the alpha. Yeah.
Okay. The next question will be about Japan. Can you tell us more in depth about how the Japan market have embraced Tomo? I'm going to talk a little bit about Japan because I went to Japan, I think 1 month ago. We attended 2 conferences. We have a meeting with B Crypto, right? We have meeting with SoftBank. We have a meeting with Mitsubishi. So we actually have some other private meetings that I can't really disclose at the moment. It is still very early for Tomo to enter, for Tomo, very early in Japan for Tomo, right? So we went there for the first time 1 month ago. I'm going to Japan again in late August. What I can tell is we plan to have at least one good project from Japan working on Tomochain towards the end of the year. That's going to happen, right? One good project from Japan. We have a big plan for Japan, right? Because I feel like it is one market we can enter strategically and get a good market share from Japan. Okay,
And we are partner with Vinex, Japan's baby.
that's a good one because Phoenix know Japanese market very well, right? They have 200 engineers serving Japanese market, and we have really good relationship with them. So expect more things coming out from the partnership with Phoenix. We're going to announce when it's ready to be announced, right? Are we doing airdrop, Nguyen?
Yes, we are doing airdrop only for to expand in the community that we want to expand. So yes, but it's not mass airdrop. We will airdrop because we when after the testnet we have many community engagement in many regions in Asia, in Europe, in the US. So praise for it, and you can hear the news from it.
The next question will be the code, right? When the code on GitLab available to the public soon?
Early on this project, we use GitLab, so that the private repo for the source code. But now we change it to use GitHub, and we publish all the source code of all project, TomoChain, TomoScan, TomoMaster, and other utility using in TomoChain. So all the source code are publicly accessible on GitHub. Then you can reach them at github.com/TomoChain organization. For the TomoChain source code is github.com/TomoChain/TomoChain.
And we also having a Git chat, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you know more about Telegram channel for everybody. But we would like to have another channel, and we already did it, and on Gitter for technical question. And if you concerned about the development, about the technology, and you have some technical question, then you can join Gitter channel. It's also public at gitter.im/TomoChain/TomoChain.
The next question will have two parts. I'm going to read the question, right? The first part, where would the master node reward come from? Would it be from the decentralized exchange? Yes, the block reward will come from the reserve of Tomo. We're going to publish the economic paper that lay out the number in detail in the next week, 1 or 2 weeks before the public testnet. And then later on, because we have the plan to have a built-in decentralized exchange, the revenue from decentralized exchange will go to the master node as well. The next part of the question is one sharding is introduced and enabled, what transaction per second are you aiming at?
To achieve properly. Yeah, so I already mentioned it before. We're trying to reach the 20K to 30K transaction per second when we have the sharding injected in the TomoChain.
Yeah, I think yeah, like I said before, that's the plan, right? Okay, I think the final question is coming up. The final question is, some projects such as EOS have raised $1 billion, right? And have a large amount of resources at their disposal. How important it is for you to think for marketing and the project to success? All right, so I think TomoChain have much less money compared to like EOS, right? And even compared to Cardano and some other projects. But I think the bottleneck in the industry is the people, right? The people who can do the technical. the people who can do engineering, the people who can understand the product, the marketing and business people who can actually understand the use case, right? So people is the bottleneck, it's not money, right? When Tomochain coming out, and if we are successful, we will have more money. So I'm not particularly worried about it. So that's my question. And at the moment, we have enough fund for at least 3 years runaway. So we don't really worry at the moment. I think that's the final question. And we're going to look at some question from the community. And if you have question, please type in. We're going to answer it in about 10-15 minutes.
So I think I will scroll from top
To bottom, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We already answered this one. Partner with Eden Chain.
Okay. So partner with Eden Chain. We actually have a partnership relationship with Eden Chain, right? So Eden Chain came to Vietnam, to Hanoi, to attend Tomochain Hackathon, and CEO James was a judge in our Tomochain Hackathon, and we're going to Seoul soon in this month to meet Eden Chain again. But some partnership is can be announced right away. Some partnership have to wait a little bit because we want to coordinate everything together. So I think with Eden Chain we can do technical collaboration. We can work with marketing and partnership collaboration. I think that's all I can say.
So going to be competitive for my desk.
Okay. So I'm going to read the next question. Is Tomo exchange, decentralized exchange, going to be a competitor for Midas protocol? Or is the exchange just facilitate atomic swap of ERC20 token? Okay. I think it's a little bit early because we don't have a design for the decentralized exchange at the moment, right? One partnership we are looking at is with Kyber and also Mainnet protocol. We can actually partner with someone who knows exchange and bring the exchange on Tomochain, and then we can do like revenue split between Tomochain and the exchange partner. Or we can use the exchange our own. It's still in the early days. We're going to work on the design and have a plan for this a little bit later. Okay, I think Tu can answer the next question. Can you tell us about the masternode incentive model?
Yes. In POSV, we have corporate masternode who take in charge of creating and validating block. What is the incentive model? So the first incentive model would be the block reward, because when the masternode create and validate block based on the number of block they have done, we count the signature from them, then we will send the reward. And I think also the masternode incentive model also come from, I think, from the partnership, because we have the partnership with company around the world, and they would like to have a very stable and fast blockchain, and they tell us that they really would like to be one of the masternode, and they want to join and maintain the Tomochain network. So that because after joining the Tomochain, they will try to deploy the application on top of. So we share the responsibility. We don't control the network. We let's build the project, and they also have their own responsibility, to be honest, to run the network, to be part of the network, and to ensure the speed, ensure the stability. So I think that that answers your question.
Okay, it should be good. The next question is, does Tomochain have any plan to support other projects in Vietnam and contribute to build a stronger Vietnamese community? I can say that we already work with several Vietnamese projects, right, such as Chimney, Big Bomb, Cambria. Cambria was based in Silicon Valley, but Thuc Vũ is one of the talented Vietnamese entrepreneur and scientists.
Yeah.
We love to work with Cambria and also Midas. So I think we definitely want to work with Vietnamese project, especially because I think Vietnam have very strong engineering base, very strong engineering talents. We want to take advantage of that that type base, and then build multiple projects that can go out there and serve community globally. So if you have a good team, right, and you have a good project, and you want to work with Tomochain, please come to us. We're going to talk, right, and we definitely want to support you to reach out to global market.
The next question will be
No, I mean, about the airdrop, I want to clarify, right? We're going to have some promotion event in the future, but we're not going to spend to just airdrop Tomo freely,
Yeah.
right? We're not, that's not the plan to airdrop Tomo free, right? But we're going to do multiple bounty and promotional campaign. Right?
The next question is, what is Tomochain doing that no other project can do in the blockchain space?
Okay, I think we talk about it, right?
Yeah.
So the unique point of Tomochain come from technology, right? Come from the product, from the ecosystem, right? For example, no project have Big Bomb on top of the blockchain.
Yeah.
That is an obvious point,
Yeah.
right? Of course, we also doing POSV. No one is doing proof of stake voting with double validation. That is our major innovation. Sharding, right? We have a very distinctive viewpoint about sharding, but it's coming out a little bit later. I think you have to see that, like, for example, like in the messenger, there are like multiple messenger all over the world. Like maybe it's consolidating into like maybe 5 or 6 big messenger right now, and they are all doing the same. Fundamentally, they are doing the same thing, but they are still their own market.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I think there is no single blockchain in the world. Like we have, in the blockchain space, still a really big market. So we don't want to dominate the whole market, and the Tomochain have our own market, and
I think the next we should answer the question about security, right? We can elaborate a little bit more about that.
Okay.
So I'm going to read it, and Tu going to answer.
Yeah.
Bitcoin hasn't been hacked since conceptualized. Can you talk about the security of Tomochain to prevent malicious attacks?
in the POSV, the heart of the system, we also design the technique we call double validation. That means that one master node, when he creates a block, we will randomly pick another master node to validate it. So I mean, that design will also reduce quite a lot of the attack, and also avoid the fork in the chains, because the randomly picked master node will make sure that the block provide from the master node, the first master node, is correct. And also another thing is that we recommend the master node run in a secure environment, like for example in AWS, in cloud environment, because the security, they have a multiple layer, and in cloud, for example, in cloud environment, that they already provide very good security layer. So it includes firewall, security group, and so on. So yes, that's the technique we have so to prevent the malicious attack.
I think like the second master node to do the second validation is randomized chosen from the rest of the master node. That is a very important point, because no one can predict the second master node is who is the second master node, and just provide kind of like I call like trustless validation into the system, which is new and very different from what EOS is doing. So I think we are at the end of the AMA. I think the last question would be like, is Mainnet still on course for Q4? Any possible delay? Okay.
Yeah. So thank you for the question. We hope that we don't have any delays. We're still on track. Yeah.
We're still on track, right?
Stay tuned for the Mainnet.
That's the plan. Yeah. We definitely don't want a delay.
Yeah.
But if there is a change in plan, we're going to announce to the community, right? So
the delay will definitely really bad for the Tomo price.
Thank you everyone for watching the first TomoChain AMA. We hope we already answer the majority of the questions. We hopefully can do it more regular, like once a month.
Yeah. We're planning to do this AMA once a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so maybe we will have a kind of interview for each member of the team.
Yeah, the next time maybe a different member of the core team will answer questions. Thank you for watching. That's wrap up for today, right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye everyone.